Frankfort Wildcats Coach's Corner, a service of Blue Valley Technologies, M&R Auto Parts, the First National Bank in Frankfort, Inline Construction, Wanklin Oil, and F&A Construction.
To keep your vehicle running good and looking good, all you need is M&R Auto Parts in Frankfort. Motor oil, air filters, spark plugs, batteries, brakes, and more. M&R also has what you need for the outside of the vehicle. Wheel cleaners, glass cleaners, washes, and waxes. That's M&R Auto Parts, your CarQuest Auto Parts dealer in Frankfort.
Donut Day is coming!
Donut Day? What's that?
Free donuts for Blue Valley customers.
October is National Cooperative Month, and Blue Valley Technologies is here to celebrate. Swing by on Friday, October 24th, before work or school for donuts, coffee, and hot apple cider. Drive through our west parking lot from 7 to 10 a.m. The first 25 people through get a free stocking hat.
Quality work at reasonable rates. Inline Construction does basements and foundations as well as retaining walls, plus drives, patios, and sidewalks. For concrete work, call for a quote from Inline Construction at 562-5523 or inlineconstruction@yahoo.com.
Welcome into the Frankfort Wildcats Coach's Corner program, joined as always with head football coach Nick Anderson. Nick, convincing win there Friday night at Blue Valley, 52-6. We talked about wanting to play a clean game, and I'm going to start there with that. How impressed were you with your team to, not commit any penalties and not, lose a ball on a turnover?
That was a big deal for us. We needed a get-right game and a game to play clean, and for the most part, I thought we did a pretty good job with that. Still let a couple guys get behind us in the secondary that led to a score. But other than that, I thought we did a pretty good job. I thought we flew downhill, and I thought for the most part our pass coverage was much better than it has been.
And you guys were able to end that game at half, but to play through the entire half, not let up at any point and let Blue Valley kind of get back into it even after a big kickoff return and some other things. What impressed you about that part of it?
Yeah, that was big. We got undisciplined on the one kickoff return, and for us to get a stop there and not allow them to score was a big part of that ball game, and so that was impressive from my standpoint. And I was really, like I said, really pleased with just how we went about our business and did what we should have done Friday.
And then sometimes we get chatting about, eyes in the backfield, maybe getting out of position. But Blue Valley pulled out a few trick plays there, too, as teams tend to do when they get down like they did. You were able to contain those, not let them get too big, I guess. So, moving forward, if a team's getting ready to throw something like that at you, where do you want to tell the boys, hey, this is how we need to defend those sort of plays?
Well, it's just discipline on every play. Put your eyes where they need to be on every play, and so once in a blue moon, when they try to do something different or silly, your eyes are where they're supposed to be, and you're ready for it, and not to be surprised, because that's kind of the nature of the 8-man game. Everybody has gadget plays, and if your eyes aren't where they're supposed to be, and there's good enough coaches and teams in this area that they're going to exploit that in a hurry.
And I know we talked about it last week. You moved Fred to a linebacker position. I thought he was all over the field there Friday night, and not necessarily just about him, but the defense playing around him. Do you feel like that's a position that's starting to work itself out here late in the year?
Well, it makes it so much harder for teams to take him away, and he's able to play sideline to sideline, and even though he's our biggest kid, he's our fastest kid on our team, and so he's just getting more and more comfortable at that position, and he flies downhill, and when he gets to reading things just a little bit faster and not second guessing himself, he's going to be really good. And but like I said, I agree with you. He was everywhere. He led our team in tackles again, and he's got this speed to contain most quarterbacks, which is very nice.
And I'll say physical, too. He got a few good hits in there, on Friday night, so good to see from that standpoint. Now, obviously, a coach I don't want to say never happy with what they're at, but always room to improve, I guess is how I'll say it. So where else do you want to see this team take a step forward this week going into Wakefield?
I still don't think we're good enough up front. For whatever reason, we still have some missed assignments, especially in pass protection at times. And, I'd like to see Wes get back to going through his progressions. And he's kind of gotten away from that a little bit, and that's easy to do when you're under a lot of pressure and You have some drops and things like that. He's got to go back to trusting his guys and trusting his progressions and getting the ball out faster. And those things need to happen for sure.
I think something, yes, I know. Remember you saying that last week about your wide receivers needing to be where they're at, and an opportunity, though, against a Wakefield team that's down this year. They're winless so far on the season. So how do you make sure that, everyone comes out prepared, ready to go Friday night and not overlook them? I'll use that term.
Well, they may be winless, but they've been a really banged up and injured football team, and I think they're about as healthy as they've been all year. They got one of the better players and more physically intimidating kids in the state of Kansas with Kingsley Smith, and he's big, strong, fast, and he's definitely got our attention. And then they got a sophomore running back and linebacker that, like I said, has been injured, but he's starting to play now, and he's really strong, and he's a coach's kid, so he's a smart player. So they have some pieces, but they are struggling, so we just got to continue to prepare in the right way.
And last one here for you, Nick, but you mentioned the Smith kid there. I know every coach that I've talked to about when they get ready to play Wakefield, they key on him. And the physicality, you've talked about it there, wanting more from your offensive line. How do you make sure, everyone's prepared, or is there anything, I don't want to say special you do, but, just to make sure he stays where he needs to be?
It's just an awareness, and, and he's got a good motor, and even if we run away from him, he's got a chance to make the play from the backside. So we got to sustain blocks regardless of which direction we're running the ball, and then we got to keep him off our quarterback as much as possible as well.
Well, it sounds like a good test for a portion of the team that you're wanting to see take an improvement. Again, talking with head coach Nick Anderson, head coach of the Wildcats. I wish you luck in that Wakefield contest, and we'll look forward to chatting again next week.
All right, sounds good.
F&A Construction will build it right. Call today for a quick quote if you're building, remodeling, or adding on. Enjoy your home more and increase its value with F&A Construction. They'll tackle your every project to make sure it's done right. For complete construction services, call on F&A Construction today at 292-4692. That's 292-4692.
Friendly, personalized service to meet your banking needs. That's the standard at First National Bank, Frankfort.
My community bank has responded to the changes needed to keep my money safe and secure. They've switched to cards with the latest technology, which is safer and more secure than before. My community bank provides safety and security while staying on top of the latest banking trends.
Let First National Bank's brand of banking be responsive to your needs. First National Bank, Frankfort, proud to be your community bank. Member FDIC.
Wanklin Oil is proud to serve the community with propane, gas, and diesel fuel right to your home or farm. Family owned and operated, they'll deliver your fuel with an old-fashioned personal touch. Their dependable quality service at the lowest price available makes them a leader in the field. In addition to propane and diesel, they also offer tank repair, sales, and service. For your fuel and heating needs, Wanklin Oil is just a call away. 800-794-2019. They have the energy since 1926.
Frankfort Wildcats Coach's Corner, a service of Blue Valley Technologies, M&R Auto Parts, the First National Bank in Frankfort, Inline Construction, Wanklin Oil, and F&A Construction.